You know, it never fails. As soon as I hit the record button, the sunlight outside will go down. So I shut my blinds because it was too bright in here. And then as soon as I start recording, the blinds go off. And then I have another monitor over here, which is deciding it's going on and off by itself during a Mac update. So bear with me on the lighting. There's not much I can do about it. Uh, Hola, everyone. Programmer versus World. I'm just going to do a quick show and tell today on what I've been working on. I know I haven't made a video in a really long time, and that's mainly due to work. I started a new project and I just haven't had time, and I've kind of been suffering from burnout and a bunch of other things. But I want to show you cool new things in sort of my development workflow. One being, you can see which way, that way on the screen. You can see that that's not Visual Studio Code at all, but yet mysteriously I can click on stuff in here. So this is actually a TUI called Fresh, and it's been my new driver. I used to use Vim a lot for everything, but I just didn't like the way the Vim file manager things worked on the left, and this sort of scratched that itch. Plus, if I really got stuck on a command, I could just come up here and, you know, actually tactfully touch things at the top and have it do stuff, which is kind of nice. You're going to see a super basic file in here. It's going to may look a little foreign to you because it's going to have these defines at the top. All these are preprocessors that I put into the number.py here script so that I can just inject these values into the actual code before it goes out. I think I can show that to you. So let's look at, you can see right here where the actual code that's being generated, just shoving the value, the address 7800 in there. It just allows me to have a little bit of flexibility in when I'm writing this to enjoy looking at the names and know what I'm doing. But at the same time, when the code's generated, I don't care. I can just put whatever I want in. I'm going to work on some other preprocessors for my script too, probably shorten the variable names or something. Not like a minification run or anything. Just, I don't know. If it makes sense, if it needs to save space for the string labels, then it seems like it's probably a good idea. But I'll figure it all out. Anyway, getting sidetracked. So this is the actual basic program itself. I'll show that to you here in a second. It runs a script that I wrote right here, which is build. And you guys, this is nothing new. This is just it running the Python number.py and giving an output. I think there may be an old PowerShell remnant from a Windows version that I had. But I'm all Linux on this screen. So I've been working to port a game tank game that I made for Golf Solitaire over to the Wildbits, and I already had this really cool deck already made, and I'd already found this TUI and decided I want to start working in it more. So the first thing I did was just generated a syntax file for it as fast as I could. So that's why it's not all white here on the screen, and started hacking on it. So I thought I'd show it to you. I don't have a terminal up, do I? Nope. All right, so let's do that. And let's build it real fast. So, I'll show you this over here. So we can see that we've pulled it over here. Let's look at shuffle deck. And we can see that over here in the final file that it has injected that address of 7800 in there. So it's just something to show that the preprocessor running. But here's essentially what it looks like, and here's where I am so far. I'd actually made this card deck previously before the game jam ended, and I never got to use it. So now I have. So we can see it's shuffling, it's dealing. I have selection working so that you, of course, can't go up and down. You can only go left and right. And if somebody starts, these cards are, by the way, going to allow me to play them in any order because I have it in debug right now. But like, if you hop over a card, what is that sprite doing hanging out? I got to fix that. Anyway, it'll allow you to handle the selections. If there's a skip spot, it knows to skip it. And this is the idea so that, the joystick, you can just go left and right and select cards. The problem I've got is that it's supposed to flip a card over on the bottom, and that's what you're matching to. And on the game tank, I have 3 buttons to work with, so it's easier. On this one, I do not. So I have to figure out a convention for the joystick. I think I have a 2-button joystick in here too, but not everybody will have one. So maybe it'll be the D button or the return key or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's pretty much where we're at with that. So it's just a direct port of the game tank game that's already working over here And because of the 32 by 32, I get these cool little sprites that I can put in there that are still sort of branded against my backwoods pixel company game thing idea. But anyway, there's that. Anything else? Let me reset this. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on. I don't think I have anything else that's really gone forward. I guess we can look at the game tank game real fast so I can show you what I'm shooting for over here. So it's that same, sorry, you guys get to see me type for. It's the same concept as this game right here. Right? So they can move left and right. This will be the same thing, except it'll be in the Phoenix, where you can select a card. Now we had a jack and queen kind of stuck. You can flip a card, right? 3, 4, 3. Flip a card, flip a card, flip a card. You know what I mean? Like it's that idea. I think do I have debug on? No, I don't have the auto win on. But anyway, you win the game. Actually, we can flip through all the cards and lose. And you'll be presented some screen like that, right? So that's the general idea behind it. It's just all going to get ported to the Phoenix over here, which still has or not the Phoenix, but the Wildbits, which still it's a hard habit to break, man. It's because of the F in the front of the thing just makes me say Phoenix every single time. But yeah. Anyway, so this is my show and tell for today, which is May 24th, 2026. That's what I've been hacking on.